So this is one of my favorite times of the year, tulip time. So I just love planting tulips and I love seeing them grow. So I am so excited you guys are going to join me today and watch my process for planting tulips. So you can see this bed has some weeds in it. I'll be removing those and removing that ornamental cabbage. I think there's a sedum over on that side as well. So I will work on cleaning this up a bit. I don't own an auger, which is used to plug holes in the ground to plant tulips. I prefer to use the trenching method. So what I'll do is move the dirt onto this tarp. Oh, here's another glitter. So the next thing I'm going to do is lay out where I want the bulbs to go. These will be a height of 16, whereas these will be a height of 22. So I'm going to keep the 22 closer to the middle of the bed, the shorter ones closer to the outer part of the bed. So the hyacinths only get, let's see, about 8 to 12 inches tall. So let's see, where should I put these? Sun to commercial sun. So my front yard gets full sun, but most of the sun hits this side of the bed, and then this side gets a little more shade. So I always have the plants on this side getting much taller than the plants on this side. And I only have 10 of these, so I'll split the difference and put 5 on each side. I love the texture of these. This is the double mix tulips. Look at that. So gorgeous. Pulled out more than half the soil. I'll add some mushroom compost. I know this seems counterproductive, but the soil I just mixed together, I'm just going to slide it right back out because I've mixed together the soil I want with the existing soil. I'm leveling this out so that I can finally start putting the tulips in. So let's talk about spacing tulip bulbs. They give you instructions on the package. I'm not great about following instructions, but what I do make sure is that when the bulbs are being placed into the ground, I make sure that the basal plate is at the bottom, the pointy part is up, and I make sure it's not touching another bulb. So I do space them out, but not necessarily based on what the package says. I just make sure they're not touching. So I have all of these tulips in place, hyacinths in place. I wanted to show you this. Sometimes you come across tulips that are terrible. So I made sure not to put these in the bed. I'll just toss those in the trash. In this middle area, I have balloon plant growing, and it's been growing for several years. So that's why this area was untouched. But I just want to give you a closer look at the tulip bed. So I just scan it and make sure that all the pointy parts are up. I'm sure there's a scientific name for the pointy parts. There's a bunch of ants back there. We'll deal with that later. But they're all in place, and you'll see that they're not touching. So like this one, I need to flip it over because the basil plate was not at the bottom. Make sure those pointy parts are up. When it sheds like that, that's okay. It'll just decompose. It'll be just fine. So next, I'm just gonna cover it with the soil and water it in, and that'll be that. All right, I'm done. It's all watered in. I may go through and pull out some of those weeds. Maybe not. We'll see. But thanks for watching.